What's up, cyberspace cadets? It's IRATE Prostate here with another Wednesday of Chaos 120. And with me tonight, I've got the regular suspects, as we say, the lovely TerraSynn.
You can't prove a damn thing.
Say hello, Tara.
I said you can't prove a damn thing.
I just said suspect. I didn't say you were convicted yet.
There's no video. Nobody saw me do it.
That's to be decided.
I swear I got rid of the evidence.
No, that's not what he says. Scooby, ooh. Say hey. You there, Scooby? Scooby.
He's muted.
Okay, and Vetran Mountainman.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Good. All right, and Burnside can probably pop right in under his own volition. I don't know what's going on.
I'm sending him a message now.
Okay. Yeah.
And just in case, I'll send him a text.
It's been an interesting past couple of days, man, to say the least. I'm just going to go ahead and drag him in. Fuck it.
Oh, man, I can believe it. I don't know if you caught the post I made to my channel today. I actually did a live interview with a student that walked out of his school's Second Amendment rights here in Oregon. I was really freaking amazed because the school's right in the middle of Silicon Forest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you had one lone hero.
There was like 8 or 9 guys that walked out of their high school to support the Second Amendment, including a couple of guys all done up in leather, a la, anarchist punk style.
Oh, killer.
Yep.
Well, they're always welcome. I always had a soft spot in my heart for the punks. Yeah. Well,
hell yeah, man.
I played in a hardcore band, you know.
That's
how we started
cool.
out. Yeah. So
I remember some of the punk before it got corrupted.
There's Scooby. What's up, bro?
Not much. What's happening? Sorry about that. I was having some technical difficulties with my mic.
Okay. Well, we got you.
Yeah, no
now.
worries, man.
Yeah. What we're finding out now is that it looks like Discord's got everything mopped, in a good place. And if you having problems, just hop completely out of the room and then hop back in, and it should clear stuff up. So anyway,
okay.
All right. Has anybody got anything they want to talk about? It's just a beautiful hump day. Thank God. Only 2 more days left.
Going back to work. I survived May Day, thankfully.
Yeah, man. I posted those the 2 video interviews. I still got to do some editing for that audio interview where the guy refused to let me video him.
I got to do the same with mine. I got to see if I could do something about just all the damn wind, because I played about 10 minutes of me getting there, and I heard nothing but wind. So I got to try and download that at a later time and see if I can fix that and fix a couple other things maybe.
Well, I pretty much watched as much as I could, back and forth from different stuff I was doing on yesterday, and I really, you want to talk about what happened during the parade, because you were marching about what were they called, the Chicago 8?
Yeah, that's what I was there for.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, because it's a little piece of history that didn't seem like any of your fellow Chicagoans knew jack shit about it.
Yeah, only really the union workers knew about them. Pretty much everyone else was clueless. Now, who the Chicago 8 were is they were a combination of union labor people and a collection of like anarchists and other dissidents at the time who were trying to fight for an 8-hour workday and a fair wage. Not like all this living wage bullcrap they got in Communutopia, but they were fighting for basically the union labor standards we have now as far as work ethics and organization. And long story short, what happened is a handful of these guys were meeting over in the Haymarket neighborhood, and they were having a big rally for it. They had everything set for like 7:30, so the mayor came by, scoped it out, went, okay, you guys aren't causing any trouble, all right, I'll tell the police to lay off. So he goes over to his captain and he goes, all right, just, if you want, go over to the police station and keep a couple people handy just in case. But, so long as they're not causing any trouble, just leave them alone. And what happened is they had a couple of speakers there and such. And the last guy that spoke wound up pissing off the cops a bit because he was talking about fighting injustice and, kill this, kill that, and etc. Surprisingly, it wasn't actually a violent guy. It was one of the faith preachers that they had. And so the police captain goes over there, tells him, all right, pack your shit, get out of here, and that. And he tells him, but we're being peaceful people. The mayor said we can do this. So they got into an argument, and some person that was in the crowd at that rally threw a dynamite bomb at the cops. And an officer, Matthias Deacon, actually died instantly from the explosion. And then after that, it basically became a free-for-all. 7 police officers died, ironically. As far as we know from just general autopsies at the time, it was concluded that despite the rumors that a lot of the anarchists there were trying to shoot the cops, it turned out that due to the mass confusion, the cops pretty much wound up shooting each other because, dynamite, smoke, all the confusion from just having a large crowd of people. And then 5 other people who were either attending the event or were just innocent bystanders wound up dying, and about 200 people wound up being injured because this one pipe bomb, more or less, wound up actually causing an entire riot. And what wound up happening is the mayor tried to maintain order. 4 days later, martial law was declared in Chicago, and then all these people got really pissed off, and they said, all right, well, who caused all this crap? All right, well, we had these 8 or 9 people who were starting this rally. All right, fuck it, let's blame them. Let's bring all them in. So they brought in these 8 guys, 4 of which got hung. The 5th, who was to be hung the day before his hanging, he actually made a type of dynamite bomb and actually blew himself up in his cell to avoid being hung because he didn't want to be hung.
Holy
and
shit.
Yeah, that's he literally pulled a explosive Guy Fawkes in his last bit of fear or defiance, depending on how you look at it. And they originally were actually going to hang a couple because there was an Albert Parsons and a Lucy Parsons, and they acquitted Lucy because they figured her husband was more so the ringleader than her, and they figured it would be bad for the public to hang a woman. Because back then they had, they normally had public hangings because this was 1886, this was, just after we finished having the Civil War. And ironically, Albert Parsons was a former Confederate soldier, so they were like, oh, yes, he must be a terrible effing guy. He's one of those damn Confederates from down south.
Right.
Hey, now, I'm one of them critters from down south.
Yeah, and you're not all that bad either, but... that was their whole basic excuse for it.
Right.
And the guys that didn't get hung, they basically gave them life in prison, more or less. And then after that, basically the whole union movement and the whole workers' rights and what have you basically got put under heel. But after about 10, 15 years or so, people actually wound up finding out, hey, all of these people were innocent, something should be done. And thankfully, the few that were left that were incarcerated, and even Lucy Parsons, who was pretty much, having basically had the NSA basically following her around and stuff, because the police force in that was a lot different back then than it was now, which is why everything was such a mess. Because, you didn't have a completely solid police force. You had guys that were like the Pinkerton, who were basically company-hired security, quote, who would brutally quell anybody who would want to go on strike or protest or do anything like that. Which is why things like this wound up happening. And at that time, the police weren't too much different, which is why after this event, the 8-hour workday got passed. The police wound up going through some reforms, and we got... in Chicago, we wound up putting up several memorials later on, and the 3 that were left in prison because of this incident wound up actually being pardoned. And there's a lot of shit that happened after that because it wound up actually being, to this day, one of the greatest injustices of our court system. Because all of these people were innocent, and not only were all these, you know, these 8 people innocent, but they never found the motherfucker who threw the dynamite bomb. You know, to this day, we have no idea who done it.
What you want to bet it was a cop?
For that time, unlikely, unless if it was one of the guys in disguise, because it is actually ironic you do bring that up, because the police force was, to a degree, that bad. There actually were some for-hire cops that would go in disguise at that time as anarchist or labor organizers, because a lot of the companies at that time, like Mr. Reaper, who actually made a lot of the industrial farming tools at that time, did say that to the police, you know, more or less, hey, if you keep quelling these guys, you know, I'll give you some pay for play. It is in the realm of possibility, given the time that it was, and ironically, nobody knows. Could have been, you know, one of the pay for play cops trying to, you know, go and make his paycheck. Could have been one of the Pinkerton guys or this guys. Could have been anarchist, communist, socialist, whatever. Literally, nobody knows, because they were so focused on just these guys that were organizing, just trying to make a worker union, just so that we can have the regular union benefits we have today. Like if you're an iron worker, or you're in the steel mills, or if you're a plumber, you're like the regular city works that we have. You know, if you're just one of those regular guys, you know, that's what the Chicago 8 was trying to fight for, and that. You know, they're so focused on crushing these guys that they didn't spend the time to actually investigate who threw that bomb. And by the time they actually got to, oh yeah, sorry, we screwed up, you know, guy was long and gone.
It's kind of typical. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sad, man. It's a sad story.
Yeah.
In a way.
It is really sad. And not a lot of the people there knew anything about it. You know, they're more worried, oh, this guy came here with an iron cross, he must be a fascist. Little known fact, one of the anarchists, Adolf Fischer, you know, was a German born national who came to Chicago, and he himself was an anarchist. So, you know, fuck Fisher and I for, you know, more or less having the same type of blood, more or less, you know? Because, I mean, I'm Swedish and everything, but it's, you know, still, you know, we're more or less, as far as Europe goes, we're like cousins. Right. You know, my mother's got like as much German in her as like most people in America have like Native American. But, you know, fuck me in their eyes, right?
Right.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Six. How you doing?
Six.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good, man.
I have to go change my pants now.
Yeah, you missed
right
a dark. You missed a dark history lesson.
So, Burnside, you got to go check out. I posted, like I said, those 2 video interviews.
Nice.
You got to go listen to that guy from the Workers' Party, because I swear, and I wasn't even asking particularly hard questions. I was just trying to get him to talk about what he was doing.
Right.
And he goes way out. Oh my God, it's so great to be connecting with the workers again. I'm like, but you run the Workers' Party. How are you not fucking connected with the workers, man? If you're not, then how can you call yourself the Workers' Party? But I didn't interrupt that. I didn't interrupt that. I just let him ramble. It's great stuff.
I know what you mean, though. That's insane.
Yeah. What's really funny is the 18-year-old kid that I interviewed today who was supporting the Second Amendment made more rational sense than the 2 guys I interviewed at the May Day event that I posted
that
this
figures,
morning.
man.
One of them was a rather interesting fellow in this Aztec tribal getup.
Oh yeah, you saw him preaching that Oregon belonged to Mexico?
Really?
Yeah, it sounds like one of those Metro La Raza cultists. Hey, newsflash, dumbasses! If you want to be independent from America and Mexico, speaking of Mayday, you know the Chiapas anarquistas, you know, they actually succeeded in overthrowing your dumb government. You know, why don't you go back to your own country and do what they did? Just a thought, you know. Yep. But oh, fuck me, I know about history and their culture, right?
Hey, man. What do you expect? Anybody who studies history, real history, and not the revisionist
is a fascist.
Is
yeah,
the fascist,
tell me about it. Yeah, that's why I was butting heads a lot with some of the guys until I wound up running into some of the more rational. So, you know, I hope they have fun with my little Iron Cross, you know. Oh, boo-hoo, it'll cost me $15, you know. I think I did get something better because I got one of their Industrial Workers of the World Teamster sign, you know. I'm sure the IBEW is going to be really upset about that the next time I run into them.
What the fuck now? All right, did they take your cross, man?
Yes. I don't know if they were Antifa, but they were definitely pure anarchist Black Bloc because they're in the whole get-up and everything.
Yeah.
And the one big banner that they did have, I believe it was the character that they had spray painted on there was Mother Jones. But yeah. One of them recognized me from November 4th because of the meme that's been circulating around on 4chan. So they gave me a hard time for that. You know, they're giving me a hard time for being there, filming, blah blah blah, and whatever. You know, and I just told them, you know, I'm not, you know, just like my sign says, you know, I'm not here for anyone or anything but the Chicago. Wait, and I even had all the little info I just gave you guys abbreviated more or less in pen at the bottom, and you know they just, you know, they're just more upset that, you know, oh, you know, you're proud of your European ancestry, and it's like, well, what do you want me to do? Try and get to a fucking Swedish museum to get the medals we had from you know, World War I or II? Because yeah, fucking can't, because they're melting everything down these days. You know,
okay,
so
who's riding the motorcycle?
Well, I'm parked at a parking lot.
Oh.
Well, there's a Harley just pulled into my neighborhood, but I thought it was low enough sound that it wasn't going to cause a big problem.
No, this is actually a crotch rocket.
Okay, then yeah, that wasn't the Harley I just heard.
Okay, for anybody who wants to have a look at this Aztec guy, I threw a link to the Chaos 120 group.
Yeah, I posted it onto the Chaos 120 video group so that we could have some footage up there, and I figured it would be a good piece to kind of show off some of the stuff we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to go and take snippets from my whole Mayday thing and put it on there, go right ahead, since I got to try and cut all the damn wind out of there.
Well, you do live in the Windy City.
Yeah. That is part of the problem, man. Have you done any background scrubbing using your editing software?
Not yet, no, but before all of my other tech pretty much took a shit on me, that is what I do with my my videos I did for the film project.
Well, it sounds like you just need to get some more tech, man.
Yeah, that and space, because I gotta go and get a good spot for my green screen in that, because yeah, my room, too damn small.
I would point out that a lot of the wind. I would point out that the wind in Chicago, much of it is generated by the hot air generated by politicians
and morons.
Yeah.
And
oh
commies.
God, there's plenty of hot air that day, man. Oh Jesus, you know. I'm just glad the rest of the guys, they basically tap me on the shoulder and go, "Hey, what's with these guys calling you a fascist? You really one?" I went, "No, I'm a free market anarchist." "Oh, I kind of know what that is." "Okay, tell me about it." You know, I was glad that like most of the other eggheads that were there and other you know, socialists and what have you, were at least able to, you know, just fucking ask me questions, you know, instead of just janking my shit.
Yeah, man.
Hold on a minute.
You found some pseudo allies there.
More or less, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was ironic as hell that out of all the people that I ended up being okay with, there's this old anarchist lady who's just a starving artist, a couple that was some libertarian socialists, and a handful of the DACA anarchists or socialists or whatever the heck they were. And ironically, two old people from RevCom, my sworn enemy. Who'd have thought? Literally, like I'm hanging out with like this old couple that's with Bob Avakian and that, and I'm like, huh, you know, and they're all right. And then I run into the one guy near the end of it, and he's like, screw you, blah 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 blah. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, you're just grumpy because you don't have any good arguments against me, because I'm not one of those crazy ANCAPs and that, and yeah, I don't want to destroy fucking capitalism because I don't like, you know, just because I don't like the way things are. Well, man, destroying capitalism would screw up everybody anyway. I mean, if you kill the free market completely, you kill innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing they don't get, you know. You know, I know enough about Bob's little crazy plan, and it's not too different from all the rest of the communists. And like in general, you know, the whole thing of communism, one central government, one central party, everything goes around the one big dictator or one big party that decides everything for everyone. Mm-hmm. Every single time that has been enacted in countries around the world, it's gone fucking south, plain and simple. You can try and rehash that as much as you want, but that is a system so centralized is a big fucking problem. Because the more power government has, the more, you know, the easier it is for it to be corrupted. Simple as that.
But see, what the commies keep wanting is a benevolent dictator to help them create their communist utopia.
There's no such thing as benevolent dictator.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
There's a reason why Stan Lee keeps putting that in all of his fucking comic books.
Yeah.
It's not just a comic book phrase, it's the fucking truth.
Yeah.
That's why, George Washington did not want to be president. He didn't want to get corrupted with that power.
Yep.
They had to ask that man 3 times, and he finally rolled his eyes and said, all right, I'll do it. You know, because he really didn't want to just fall to that evil. That's why for a good time in America, until around the going into the 1800s, we didn't have a federal government.
Well, we did, but we didn't have much of one.
Yeah.
You had the Congress, and you had the Supreme Court, and then you had the president and whoever was his staff, basically.
Yeah.
And that was it. There weren't all these fancy cabinet positions and all these administrators and all these big departments.
Yeah, and basically what they had then could barely be considered government, because it's like, all right, this is what, because of the time, you need to get shit done, because yes, you have to have courts because you have a constitution. Constitution is law. In order to enforce law, you've got to have courts. Simple as that, because you have to be able to say, all right, you person is accused of this, are you guilty or not? And then, you know, it goes from there. You know, you have your jury and all that. That was just how they organized. As far as, you know, the president's cabinet, yeah, you've got to have guys take all this mail on horseback and go all around the fucking country and say, all right, well, here's your orders from the president, here's your orders from Congress, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, here's when the next meeting is. Yeah, that's why they had the Pony Express. That was not easy shit to do. Most of the people died just trying to get the mail done because of just diseases and just the petty squabbles they had with what was left of the tribes at that time. And hell, even your regular highwayman would go, ooh, government official, that guy must have money. Pow, yeah, let me go take his stuff. Oh, crap, it's nothing but mail. Oh, well, at least his bag's fancy. Maybe I can sell that, you know?
Well, not to mention, back then, people sent currency through the mail.
Yep.
Yes.
So let me dig through this mail. Maybe there's money or there's checks or, you know, gold coins or whatever, because people would send currency through them, or letters of marque, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, even a mail carrier was a good target, especially if they were unarmed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why at that time, you know, we still had the militia and the military and everything. And for the most part, you know, every citizen was armed to the teeth because you know, it was a frontiers time. You know, you had your lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and then on top of that shit, you had winters, blights, you know, different seasons, and on top of that, you had other people that either didn't agree or were thieves or raiding bandits. You know, you had your Squanpontonog tribe of people who, you know, might like you, might not like you, and you had you know your different bandits and stuff that would go around just, you know, looting, stealing, doing whatever the hell they wanted to. You know, so when you got crazy crap like that all the time and a bear trying to get into your house, yeah, guns are good.
Hey, Burnside, I think you've been living in the city too long. We still have plenty of lions and tigers and bears and whatnot out in the middle of nowhere, and they still try to get into people's homes.
Jesus.
In fact, we just had a mountain lion come back into Beaverton, and Beaverton's pretty metropolitan. It was hanging out at one of the schools.
Oh, fuck.
Dude.
It just wanted an education.
But yeah, you should have seen the one walking down Martin Luther King Boulevard in downtown Portland 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, for God's sake! And I thought it was crazy when we had the fucking coyotes over on East Side doing that. Oh, gee.
No, it came walking right down MLK Boulevard, went up to one of the parks, was hanging out in one of the trees.
Yeah. And nobody shot that thing.
Well, you can't. You can't discharge a firearm in city limits or you'll be arrested.
Then how the hell are you gonna get rid of a mountain lion? You gonna call animal control? They don't know how to wrestle those things.
They brought animal control in with tranquilizer guns, tranked the thing out of the tree, and then relocated it back outside the city limits. Lovely.
How long until the bastard came back? Because I bet that cat was pissed.
I'm not sure the cat find its way back. They gave it enough. They gave it enough tramadol to make sure it was out before they moved it.
Jeez. Well, I hope that thing don't come back, because, yeah, typically animal control is not trained or equipped to deal with anything like that.
Well, just remember, according to the federal statistics, there has never been a substantiated reported case of a mountain lion attacking a human in Oregon.
Well, that's...
Of course, the requirements to get it substantiated basically means somebody has to be standing next to you recording it for it to be considered legitimate. But never mind that fact.
Yeah, and who's going to sit there and record... Oh, what am I... Plenty of people sit there and record dumb crap. Some dumbass will wind up recording their best friend getting mauled by a mountain lion until it rips their balls off.
Yes, they will.
This is why I hate people I share an age group with.
Just videos I uploaded. You'll see some of the stupidity of Portland.
Yes, I think you definitely outrank the guys I ran into.
Yeah, man, well, I've had to tell people in the woods to leave baby deer alone here in Oregon, okay?
Oh,
that's how dumb they are. Yeah, I watched this one group stop to go take care of a baby deer on an unimproved road in the middle of the backwoods. And I'm yelling at them to get the hell back in their car and leave the deer alone, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Why are they trying to screw with the deer?
Because the mommy ran off.
Are they dumb? Chances are she's getting the daddy deer, and he's gonna go skewer those dumb bastards.
Well, either that or Mama Deer's gonna come back and just beat the shit out of them with the hooves.
What she was trying to do was distract them and get them to follow her.
Yeah,
it's a standard technique.
I hear stories of dumbasses all the time, picking up young animals, young wild animals, and those young wild animals having to be put down because these dumbasses took them away from the parent and they won't accept it back.
Yep, we get plenty of that in Oregon.
Yeah, well, it's plenty of people in Oregon, I suppose, follow that stereotype of having too much heart and not enough head.
Oh yeah.
There's actually a YouTube video you can find where this chick called into a radio show complaining about the deer crossing signs.
Oh yeah. She was all upset. And why didn't they just teach him to cross somewhere else?
Yeah, she's like, well, the deer see the signs and they think they can, cross here. And I've already hit 2 deer twice, and they're like, well, why don't you slow down? I shouldn't have to, they need to move the deer crossing sign somewhere else so the deer cross somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, what a retard.
And the guys on the radio show are doing their best not to fucking laugh their asses off. You can hear them snickering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's. I would have.
I think that was in Tennessee.
That was, and that young woman has never lived that down. Believe me.
Oh hell no! I guarantee you, her bosses heard that day, and they're like, "You're a dumb bitch. You're fired." All right, hold on.
Yeah. Anybody out there wondering why the deer crossing signs are where they are? Well, that's because that's where the deer cross anyway.
Those are migration routes.
Yep.
And
it's like holy shit. It's like going to the beach and every now and again you see beware of seagulls or some shit like that. Why not they move the signs for the seagulls so they can harass people with bread other places.
Seagulls don't care about your government, they care about your damn bread.
They want the bread. They don't care about the signs.
They don't care how long you stood in the bread line for that bread. They want your bread.
They want it.
and they will take the crumbs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And if they suspect you have crumbs, they will chase your ass down until they get those crumbs.
But one that amuses me, guys. That is the beware the sea lion signs here in Oregon.
Oh Jesus, sea lions?
Because they had to put them up because idiots were getting too close to the sea lions and getting hurt.
Yeah, those things have a habit of body slamming people. Why the hell would they be dumb enough to go near them?
Those things bite.
They're dogs. They're just dogs that are like that can swim. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
They evolved. Whatever evolved into dogs, right? Something happened and the same creature evolved in the water, and it ended up being those things.
And did I mention they bite?
Like a dog.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep. They will bite you.
But see, sea lions have nice, hard, big tusks.
So
shit.
Stay back, you hippies.
Oh, that would be nasty.
And if you see a baby sea lion just kind of out on its own, not doing anything, leave it the fuck alone.
Leave it alone.
Oh yeah. Do not
baby
touch
animals
the sea lions.
Yeah, baby animals are not left unattended.
Yeah, if you see a baby wild animal out on its own, don't fuck with it. I don't care if you have to sob for the next 30 or 45 minutes because your heart is broken because you left the thing out alone. It's better than seeing some park ranger double tap it because your dumbass took it away from its parents, which won't take it back.
Yeah, because
then you'll be sobbing.
Yeah, because animals don't like anything that has human smell on it more often than not if they're actual wild animals, because there's a limit to how many animals you can domesticate. You can domesticate tigers to a degree, but more often than not, if you take a tiger out from the wild and then release it back into the wild, the parents aren't going to want shit to do with it because they're going to go, oh, well, you're the human's property, so we don't want anything to do with you. That's just how animals are.
You're not part of the pride.
Yeah.
It's infuriating when people are just stupid. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
So
well,
quick,
it is what it is, guys. I mean, realistically, these people are not the smartest people in the world, and you throw in the fact that
they're not savvy is a big part of it.
You throw in the fact that we've eliminated the survival of the fittest mechanisms in the urban areas.
Right. These people, how do I describe it? They're unsavvy. That's the only way I can put it. They're unsavvy.
Oh, Six, you're being nice. Just say what they really are. A bunch of blithering fucking idiots.
Who's an idiot?
Blithering idiots.
Okay,
These
so
people
who's a
that
blithering idiot?
These people that decide that they're gonna go pet baby sea lions and deers and shit like that.
They all
Blithering
deserve
idiots.
to get rabies and die.
Yeah, oh, we are going to pray to the great blood god for more socialism and communism, and we're gonna go pet this deer over here, and we're gonna go hug this baby sea lion, and it's a
What they are is
slithering idiot.
they're tourists that they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground once they pass the city limits of their own little microcosms.
Oh, and Tara Kelt, American Kelt, said that woman who was complaining about the deer crossing signs
Wow.
was in Florida.
Oh, I remember it was in Tennessee.
Florida woman, fuck yeah, pissed all the motherfucking.
No, I seriously remember it being in Tennessee.
Yeah.
There is Florida.
I didn't know they had deer in Florida. I don't know. I always thought it was just
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we have deer in Florida.
oh,
I
yeah.
watched one run into a fence the other day.
nice.
Yeah.
What did it say to the fence?
It said, "Oh shit, there's a fence!"
What did the fence say back?
Bitch slapped it.
Well, speaking
Yeah.
of bitch slaps, the Boston Bruins lost today to the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1. So Tampa now leads the series 2-1.
Oh man,
And
Florida man's
the-
still in there.
the San Jose Sharks are currently up 1-0 on the Vegas Golden Knights with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first period. So it's still early in the game.
The Golden Kniggets.
We
Golden
far to the
shower.
general direction.
And how are the Predators doing?
Predators are currently down 2-1 against the Winnipeg Jets.
6.
Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one.
I didn't hear you, 6. Would you mind repeating that?
Yes, the Predators are currently down 2-1 against the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay. What's the series at?
2-1.
Oh, 2-1. I thought you were saying the score right now is
No,
2-1.
no, they're not playing tonight.
Okay, they'll play tomorrow night then.
Yeah. So is Irving in the chat right now? Do we know if Irving's in the
No.
chat? Because we have a Canada Man story.
I did not see Irving in the
Canada
chat.
man.
I don't think he is currently.
Sometimes Irving just likes to be incognito in the chat.
Canada man.
Yep. Well, police launch mischief investigation after a car ended up dangling off Toronto Bridge. Police have launched a mischief investigation after a car ended up precariously hanging off a Toronto bridge during morning rush hour. The dark-colored vehicle, which was captured by the Global News chopper camera, appeared to be dangling from a cable just under the Leaside Side Bridge next to the Don Valley Parkway on Wednesday. Video shows the car hanging just above a grassy area on the lower Don Parklands. Toronto police said the area below was cordoned off and the roads in the area remained open despite the visual distraction caused by the spectacle. Authorities had previously said the stunt was possibly part of a movie shoot, but later said it was unauthorized. Police now believe the incident was intended as a prank. We had multiple commuters call in that a car had been hanging from the Millwood Bridge, Sergeant Glenn Russell said. We arrived on the scene. From our sources at City Hall and other sources, we've confirmed it was not a movie shoot. Police said emergency crews attended the scene and did not deem the situation to be hazardous. The vehicle, which had no windshield or windows, was cut down by fire crews around 10 a.m. With the help of Toronto Fire Services, we cut the car down and we just took it away on our flatbed to one of our units for forensic investigation, Russell said. It's a shell of a car, pretty much the body and frame.
Yeah, that sounds like it was part of a stunt set.
Sound like pork rinds. You have pork rinds?
No, I was
Somebody
eating
has
French
pork
fries.
rinds.
Ah.
French fries.
French fries, not fried pigskin.
No, I can't have that anymore.
Ah, that sucks.
Oh,
Why not?
poor
And
Tara.
I love it too, especially the hot shit.
Oh, I love those the pork cracklings. Those are, oh yeah.
Why can't you have them anymore?
Yeah.
I'm on a 1,800 calorie diabetic diet.
Hmm.
I love the pork cracklings that have the cayenne pepper and the sea salt. Oh yes.
Yeah. I love them too.
Ah, here's an interesting one. Wow. Man, it sucks that I wasn't there when this happened. Brink's truck door flies open on I-70, loses hundreds of thousands in cash on Indy's west side. Bloodwing, you're in luck, man. You're in luck. It's in Indianapolis. Anyhow, Indiana State Police are asking anyone who found loose money on the I-70 Wednesday to return it.
Wishful thinkers, aren't they?
Very wishful thinking.
I'm going to take this
scene.
inch of hundies and take it back because I couldn't
Right.
use 10 grand, you know.
Right. This is in Indianapolis. Come on. Be realistic, people. A chaotic scene unfolded around 9 a.m. on the westbound I-70 near Holt Road when the back security door on a Brinks truck came open. Bags of money were falling out of the back onto the interstate, said ISP Corporal Bravaku. Sort of something out of a movie scene where you have bills, loose flying bills, all over the interstate. Vehicles stopping, people getting out of their cars. Holy shit. Troopers said at the scene initially said up to $600,000 had flown across the interstate, but police later said the exact amount was unknown. The Brinks truck drivers told state police that another driver waved at him and pointed to the back of his truck, and that's when you realized the door was not secure and had been opened. Oh boy. It is not known whether the incident was the result of mechanical failure or human error, police said. I will say this guy will be working in Burger King by the end of the week. Anyhow, troopers say people were jumping over fences from adjacent neighborhood. Well, I should talk. I need a job, so I'll fucking work at Burger King. Where are the fries and how many do you need fried? Anyhow, troopers say people were jumping over fences from adjacent neighborhood to stuff their pockets with money. I guess it's not every day you see thousands of dollars just floating around on the interstate during your morning commute, McCoo said. So it was pretty chaotic. McCoo said taking money from the scene was considered theft. Oh boy. In particular, police say that they are looking for a school bus driver who stopped to grab cash before driving the bus away from the scene. Oh man. They are also looking for 4 individuals and a white pickup truck pulling a utility trailer who made off with one of the bags of money. You won't be seeing that money again. Perrin said that they are searching for anyone who stopped to pick up the cash. They can be charged with theft, which is probably why there's going to be people that are won't be so willing to step forward. They are also getting calls from people who wish to turn in money they found along the interstate. Anyone who wishes to do the same can call Indiana State Police at 317-899-8577. If you're willing to, in good conscience, turn back in, there's amnesty. There's no real questions asked if you're willing to give it back, McCoo said. Well. How
are they going to even know? How are they even going to know that you got it?
I would say psychic powers, psychic mind powers. Nanu.
Okay, so it looks like Linda Sarsour is going to speak in Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say the best of luck to you.
She's late for Kilroy.
Well, she's working on Islamic time. They're always a little
Base
behind
Mama
the
can't
times.
get anything right, can she?
She's going to the CARE chapter annual banquet as their keynote speaker, November 4th. I didn't even know there was a CARE chapter in Oregon, in Arizona.
Good God.
Well, I don't think they imagine. I don't imagine they like to really make themselves really put themselves out there.
When are we going to stop letting CARE operate like this? I mean, seriously, they're a freaking terrorist organization. They have been for decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same CARE they used to like drop the crates to like the Africans who were starving, like with the food in it, was it?
No, Council for American Islamic Relations, CARE, C-A-I-R.
C-A-I-R, yeah.
Oh, because I was involved with the other CARE corporation in the 90s. When you said they were terrorists, I was like, wait, what?
It's probably spelled differently.
No, you're talking AfriCare. You're talking AfriCare. Yeah, and then that
No,
was
CARE
C-A-R-E.
packages. You remember the CARE packages?
Yeah.
C-A-R-E.
And
Yeah, it's spelled differently.
He's talking about C-A-I-R.
Yeah, I'm talking the Council for American Islamic Relations. They have ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, Hezbollah, and Hamas.
Oh, goody.
They're a diplomatic chapter of basically Islamic extremism, practicing taqiyya instead of jihad.
Ding, ding,
Okay,
ding,
so to clarify, my brother was asking if that was a Florida woman, not saying it was.
Oh, sorry. It looked like he said it was. So I was just
he has
laughing.
a hard time remembering to use punctuation.
Question marks are important.
Yeah.
Let's see. Colorado bodybuilder punches man who groped her on the street. He wasn't taking me seriously. Anger boiled up inside American tourist Leanne Carr when she heard a man in Dublin, Ireland whisper, "You're an American. You probably liked it." After groping her buttocks on the street, the woman was warned about pickpockets and other crimes ahead of her European vacation, but she wasn't prepared for this. The 26-year-old bodybuilder from Fort Collins, Colorado, was walking from her hostel to a bus stop, ready to hitch a ride to Galway when she felt the man's hands grip her backside aggressively and intentionally. As she turned around, she spotted the perpetrator giggling hysterically, staring back at her. As soon as he suggested she wanted it, Carr, a powerlifter and strength coach, clenched her fist and punched him. I really wasn't thinking, Carr told Fox News via email on Tuesday. I was angry, and in the moment, he wasn't taking me seriously. Typically, Carr admitted she wouldn't resort to violence at first. She scolded the man and yelled at him to stop. As he continued to approach her, she felt threatened and decided to defend herself. If this had happened in the past, I probably would have just let him get away with it, Carr said, but this time my reaction was defending myself, so I hit him. While holding a hand up to his face, the man once again started walking towards Carr, cussing and calling her names. For a second, I was worried it was going to escalate, Carr said, but fortunately, a couple nearby witnessed the incident and yelled at the man to keep walking, and he did. Carr initially wasn't planning on contacting the police, but she decided to tell them about the interaction so they could be on the lookout. Carr showed a photo of her bruised knuckles on Twitter, and the tweet went viral, garnering more than 3,200 tweets since it was posted April 21st. Apparently, traveling solo has made me a better person because my first reaction was to punch him in the face. Let's see, dozens of people praised Carr's action, with some even offering advice. Good form too, power and precision. Through the first two knuckles, excellent work, one Twitter user replied. Yes, that's, if you're going to punch somebody, you don't spread it over your first three knuckles. It's those first two. what you do is you reduce the surface area, but you can do more damage with just the two top knuckles. That's what my Taekwondo instructor alleged, anyway.
Yeah, in Kung Fu, it's called the horns of the goat.
Yeah. And it's a straight line between I can't remember what that bone is called. It's all the way through your shoulder, down through your elbow, and down through that top bone, and into that little 2 inch I think it's like 2 square inch space that's taken up by those two top knuckles. Anyway, so fighting mechanics aside, let's see. Sister kick first, then when he doubles over, hit him in the eyes and upper nose area. Then ask him if he'd treat the BVM that way. I know what is BVM.
Blessed Virgin Mary.
Ah, okay, that way. So if he says no, repeat. 1 moment advised. If you got disgusted this happened to you, looks like you got a right fistful. Well deserved, I might add. Another added. Carr said she doesn't want to encourage women to use physical force, but she does want them to stick up for themselves. This type of street harassment is normalized and happens far too often.
I would encourage them to use physical force. Beat the hell out of these dirty bastards if they touch you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you started the story. I'm like, okay, beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah. So many women don't know how to respond or don't feel confident enough sticking up for themselves, she said. I don't think that violence is the answer, but I also think it's important for women to realize they're not objects and don't deserve to be treated this way. Initially, Carr admitted she was embarrassed. Her story went viral, but if it helps at least one girl out there, she says it's worth it. I'm no hero for punching the guy. I was simply defending myself. I don't think my reaction should be glorified, Carr said. This happens to women every single day. I hope my role in this situation can be as a voice for those who didn't have one. Yeah, this girl is pretty ripped. It must have hurt that dude. Pretty bad.
I hate to say it, but when my little sister told me she wanted to get a handgun for concealed carry, I sent her money. When a friend of mine told me she was working downtown and it was a bad neighborhood and she wasn't allowed to conceal carry a gun, I went and got her a spring assist open knife from Kershaw.
Mm-hmm.
Another friend of mine was living in an apartment downtown and they weren't allowed to have guns in the building, so I got her a can of industrial grade bear spray.
Ooh.
Why? Because if you can't defend yourself, you're a sitting duck.
Pretty much. And we have a lot of statistics that Burnside reads to us every Monday from Chicago that
prove it.
Illustrate that point quite adequately.
Yeah, they do. And I'm sad I missed him this week.
Yeah.
Next
No,
week,
they tried to mug my aunt probably about 30 years ago. And she used to carry a brick in her purse. And she beat the shit out of these two guys, something fierce with this purse.
Yeah.
She hasn't had an issue with mugging since?
As far as I remember, she passed a few years ago, but I mean, she was a big woman. She was like trucker big. So I don't know. I guess they just figured she was not going to be able to chase them. Because one of my friends told me, the one guy ran up behind her and went to grab the purse and run, and she had such a good grip on it that his feet went out from under him and up in the air. Like, you gotta understand, it's like this, this little 115-pound black guy, and he's running top speed, and it's like this, 180 pounds of 5'9" Irish woman.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be feisty and she's gonna do it hard.
And she was locked onto this person. My aunt was one of them women that would walk with a permanent scowl.
Oh yeah.
This asshole grabbed onto this person, kept running, and boom, feet went right up in the air. He was on his back. Hell out of him when he was down on the ground. A friend came up and tried to jump on him from behind. Just threw him right over the wall. It was right by Central Park. They used to teach these women's defenses courses. They don't teach them that no more.
Nope.
I used to teach them quite a bit, man, back in the early 2000s when I wasn't deployed.
know, it's this new snowflake nonviolent shit. They actually were going to have this. They had this thing last week up at the school, Take Back the Night, where they have these kids. They're convincing them to go like wander around in packs, which I guess, you know, that's the common sense. You should stay in a group. But what are they going to do if they actually catch somebody doing something bad? What, are they going to fucking shame them?
Yeah, because they don't own guns and they don't know how to fight.
I mean, look, if a couple of college kids rolled up on me and my boys when we were like under a train trestle back in the day, like we were like smoking a blunt or something, we're leaving with their shoes, one, their belts if they got decent belts, we're taking their wallets. I mean, Christ, it's like the mall showed up, you know?
The mall sent an Uber to deliver.
Right? So, I mean, I just don't understand, like, the mentality that these people have. Like, their grip on reality amazes me every time I see it. It's just frustrating shit, man.
Hey, veteran.
Yeah.
You may like this story. Or you may not. I don't know. This, Okay. This British company is turning food waste into beer.
Oh, God.
Yep. It's a Wednesday night in central London, and the trendy Temple Brewhouse pub is packed with people out for after-work beers and burgers. A crowd in one corner is sipping intently from half-pint tasting glasses, savoring a beer they helped brew about a month earlier using an unusual ingredient: leftover bread. We got a lesson in brewing as well as a lesson in using bread for it, said Michael Mulcahy, who helped tear up about 200 loaves of bread into chunks to make the amber ale he's sipping. Today we get to taste what came out of it. Let's see. The beer was brewed at the pub's tiny in-house brewery in collaboration with Toast Ale, a British craft beer company that uses waste bread to make beer on a commercial scale. In the UK, 44% of all bread is wasted, said Toast Ale's chief brand and finance officer, Louisa Zane. So we take surplus bread from bakeries and sandwich makers, and we replace a third of the barley that we would otherwise have been used to brew, upcycling bread that would have been otherwise been wasted. The bread provides some of the sugars that turn into alcohol during brewing, cutting down the amount of fresh barley needed. The tradition of brewing beer with bread goes back thousands of years, but Toast drew its inspiration from a modern batch made by the Brussels Beer Project. Toast launched in 2016 and sells its commercial ales at grocery stores and restaurants around the UK. Once the company starts turning a profit, it plans to donate those profits to Feedback. I was going to say Facebook. Feedback, a charity that fights against food waste and shares a founder, Tristram Stewart, with the beer brand that the company says it has been able to make donations to Feedback already through its local collaborations. Quote, beer is a really fun medium to engage people on, which is a globally a very important problem. As Zane says, around the world, about 1/3 of the food that's produced ends up going to waste. That's a big problem for the world's hungry, but it's also a big contributor to climate change. Producing that food emits as much greenhouse gases as many individual countries. They don't have anything supporting that, so I'll just anyhow. Toast's commercial beers are produced at a brewery in the north of England. It uses the heels of bread normally discarded by a catering company that makes sandwiches. But Toast is also trying to spread the gospel of brewing with waste bread by sponsoring smaller local collaborations like the one in March at the Temple Brew House. It's a rather long
I'm aware
article.
of this, but you know, I prefer to do things the other way around, so I tend to use my spent grains as either compost or animal feed.
There you go.
That way the spent grains aren't thrown away and you don't have any waste from it.
Right.
But hey, what do I know?
Yeah. Well, let's see. No, it's a rather large article, but you guys get the gist.
Oh yeah. I'm not a huge fan of bread-made beers, but some of them can be good. But I'm glad to see that they are trying to make sure that they're reducing their waste.
Yeah. Well, in honor of the Tampa Bay Lightning winning their game tonight, I have an article. A Tampa Uber driver arrested for showing teenage passengers pornographic video.
Oh, God. Yay, Florida man.
Things
Are you
turned...
fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Nope. Things turned weird for 3 Uber customers when their driver made an unexpected stop at a public supermarket on Platt Street in Tampa. A search warrant shows how Michael Paz de Basa, 44, had something to show the passengers shortly after he picked up the teens at Amalie Arena. That's when Tampa police detectives say de Besa sent a text message or opened an application on his cell phone. The warrant says the cell phone was secured in a dash-mounted cell phone holder. The suspect accessed the video and then intentionally pressed play. The video began to play. The video began to play of there's a little space that says redacted, wearing a pink and purple top. Wonder what that could be. The video went on for roughly 20 seconds, the warrant says, and the customer said how DeBessa acted as though he wanted them to react. Instead, he looked at each other. They looked at each other in disbelief. The passengers' names.
They probably had already seen it.
The passengers' names weren't listed on the warrant because they are juveniles. But to do something like that, no way, said the suspect's friend, Julia Canova Bennett. Oh, damn it. Julia Canova Benedizu, something. Anyway, she was dumbfounded by the arrest and claims that
Julia.
Whatever. Was DeBessa was too. He still doesn't understand what's going on because he says, "How am I going to show something to kids if I have 2 kids?" She explained. What? He still doesn't earn it. What's going on? Okay, because he says, "How blah blah blah." DeBessa's phone was seized by police, so he's no longer working for Uber or Lyft. Tampa Uber drivers don't want his arrest to reflect badly on them. Quote, "I don't feel anybody should be watching any videos when they're driving, even if they're stopped," said driver Hope McDermott. News Channel 8 got the following statement from an Uber spokeswoman. The actions outlined by police are deplorable, and this individual was removed from the app when this was reported to us last October. Uber worked with police on the investigation. The spokeswoman said teenagers aren't allowed to use the app. In this situation, it appears an adult organized the rides for the teens. DeBessa wasn't available for comment.
Probably busy watching porn.
Pretty much.
Now the big question is what kind of porn was it? Because that's the $64,000. That's the $64,000 question. You okay, Tara?
Damn dog ate my hamburger.
Oh.
I'm glad you're okay. I was a little concerned.
I think we all were.
Thought that one of those Florida men was trying to show you porn.
Or ravage your gator.
See, that's why you need bear spray in Florida. It's all those gator ravagers.
Well, to be fair, remember the topic we were on earlier, 6, about the tourists out in the woods?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of them ask me what he should take with him when he went to Yellowstone. And I asked him if he had a .44 Magnum. And he's like, "No, I don't own a gun." I'm like, "Okay." And I went out to my car. I went out to my car and I pulled him a can of bear spray out of my trunk and I handed it to him. And he's like, "Do I really need this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how many people are going with you?" And he's like, "Me, my wife, and my 2 kids." I reached in and grabbed 2 more cans.
Yeah.
He thought I was joking. He had to use it while he was down there. He figured out real quick.
Yeah.
Freaking tourists, man.
Let's see.
You got any more funny stories for us there, man?
This one is not very funny. So,
what's it about?
Florida man pushes pregnant girlfriend after accusations of affair with sister-in-law.
Wait, what?
So what is
Was
he?
the pregnant? Was the pregnant chick having an affair with her sister-in-law, or was the guy having an affair with his pregnant sister?
My question is, who made the baby?
Right?
6, you still there with us?
I think we lost him.
Oh, shoot. And we were about to get all Jerry Springer.
Yeah, I feel like it was like being dramatic for effect.
Yeah. Darn.
No, he's like he's still in the studio. He's just like not there.
Hey, Burnside, welcome back.
Welcome back, Mr. B.
Burnside, can you hear us, man?
That's stupid too. All right.
Have we got some sort of problem going on?
Sometimes that may be me.
Say too.
How you doing, IRATE?
All right, can everybody hear now?
I hear you just fine.
Burnside? 6? 6?
Damn.
Yeah,
We
y'all.
lost him.
Yeah, if y'all can hear me, just hop completely out of the Discord server and then come back in. Sometimes that'll fix it. Also, make sure your cords are plugged in. That's the kind of shit I do. It's like, oh fuck, oh okay. My headphones were unplugged, man.
So, did y'all hear Rudy Giuliani is weighing in on the Mueller probe?
What do you have to say?
Well, I'm bringing it up right now. He says the investigation is total garbage.
Good old Rudy.
He did an interview on Fox News. He says that the investigation is tainted and is garbage, and you can't possibly feel, as a citizen of the world, that Trump negotiates with North Korea are so much more significant than the total garbage of this Mueller investigation. So he basically thinks that the Mueller investigation needs to go away.
Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you now.
We definitely heard that.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah, I got kicked off, so pretty much. Yeah.
So, was the guy having an affair with his pregnant girlfriend's sister, or was the pregnant girlfriend sleeping with the guy's sister?
Let me see.
And who made the
vague.
baby? Where'd the baby come from? That's what I want to know. I mean, I know how it got there, but I want to know who put it there and how.
I was going to say, IRATE, if you don't know where babies come from, we need to have a talk
about to
offline.
say-
Source of this video that's playing when it should not be playing.
I had the Discovery Channel, man. I know exactly where babies come from.
What the
Cabbage
hell
Patches,
is that
right?
coming from?
No, it comes from me. I'm not going to eating gazelles in the wild.
The man puts his long john into the woman's eel cave.
Okay. I was referring to a video that had started playing and couldn't find the source of it, so I just refreshed the page. So we may or may have. Okay, I'm going to read it fast, just in case this damn thing starts again. All right. A St. Augustine man was jailed after he reportedly battered his pregnant girlfriend on April 30th before hiding in the woods. James Branson, 42, was charged with aggravated battery after deputies found his girlfriend covered in blood at a St. Augustine home. Branson's girlfriend told deputies the two had fought because of an alleged affair with one of the suspect's sister-in-law. The girlfriend later told deputies that Branson had not struck her, but she had injured herself when she slipped and fell on the kitchen tile. You gotta watch out for that kitchen tile.
Kitchen tile's fucking deadly, man.
Branson admitted to pushing her, and he knew she was pregnant, the police report said. The victim was uncooperative when she learned Branson would be arrested. Bad move. After deputies were called to the home, Branson fled into some neighboring woods, but later returned to the home and refused to come out of a bedroom, the report said. Deputies forced their way in and arrested Branson, the report said. Branson was released on $1,500 bail on May 1st, the day after he was arrested. Jail records show Branson has been arrested 7 times in St. Johns County, including 2 for battery and 2 for assault. I think
that's why she didn't want him arrested again. He'll be a 3-striker.
Yeah. Well, she's probably better off without him, to be perfectly honest.
Probably.
Yeah, well, sometimes us bitches are dumb.
Everybody can be dumb, Tara. It doesn't matter who.
There's a good chance that this guy's oh boy.
I keep trying to wake up Portland, Oregon, and I think it's futile at this point.
Yeah, if anybody wants to screen share, let's see. Let me throw you the link here. IRATE prostate. Oh boy. Then
yeah,
you can
it sounds
show
like
it.
a harsh case of absolute.
I can't
stupid.
present.
Oh, you can't. Okay. Oh boy. Well, I'll just throw this into the
chat.
This in chat, so you guys can see this guy in all his glory.
Hey, Allie.
Has he got like 3 teeth in his head?
I don't know if he has anything in his head. You just look at the picture of this dude. I'm gonna throw it in the host channel. Oh shit.
Oh man, I've got to get a look at this.
Oh.
Holy shit, that dude is actually cross-eyed.
He is.
Oh god, really?
He is truly cross-eyed.
Oh fuck, he is.
Wow.
And look at his nose, man. His nose is crooked, like he's broke it 5 or 6 times.
Looks like he's been kicked in the face by a mule a few times.
Dude.
And he's got that chin waddle thing going on, too. Look at that. Facial hair ain't helping none, man.
Nope.
Good lord. He's got to have like three teeth in his head, and that's it.
That's I think that constitutes his brain power.
How's Facebook going?
Yeah, just getting a couple messages from a friend.
Interesting.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this guy looks like he's fucking mentally retarded.
You're just now catching up with us, Burnside?
Yeah, well, I just got settled in at work, so yeah, I was gone for a little bit there.
Well,
oh my god. This poor bag.
Well, they didn't show the girlfriend.
It's conceivable she's not much better off there. I don't
Yeah, I wanted to see what this woman looked like too.
Yeah, I would suspect so, because if she wants to remain with this guy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyhow, let's see. Local doctor found passed out with hand around penis.
All right. Now, where did this happen?
This happened in Vero Beach, Florida.
Where in Vero Beach, Florida?
We will find out. A local doctor was found passed out in a vehicle Monday night at the Indian River Mall with his pants down, and one hand around his penis, according to the Indian River County Sheriff's Office. The vehicle was...
I'm never gonna live down these fucking Florida man stories, even when I move to Chicago or somewhere else.
I was gonna say, man, Colleen is in rare form, man. She's back in shape. She's back to her fighting weight, man.
I swear she hates me.
The vehicle was stuck in the mall's parking lot inside... Stuck in the mall's parking lot island with the driver identified as 49-year-old Luis Arturo Cisneros of Vero Beach unresponsive. The vehicle was still running and in reverse. Cisneros, who's a physician at Indian River Medical Center, had the doors to the vehicle locked. Deputies had to break out the driver's side window after making several attempts to wake up Luis.
Wait a minute, isn't this like the third story in 2 months from Indian River of this kind?
Yeah.
Didn't we have the guy pulled up on the beach, the guy in the mall parking lot, and now a second guy in the mall parking lot?
That's why I will never, ever refer someone to living in Indian River.
Too many perverts?
Oh my god, it's not even fucking funny.
Well, don't feel bad, Tara. About every 3 weeks or so, we have a flashing in downtown Portland at one of the parks.
Deputies could smell a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage in the vehicle. They found an empty bottle of tequila and an empty bottle of Climax whiskey on the passenger front seat, the report said. When a deputy asked Luis what happened, he answered no and began to move his hands in slow motion towards his eyes and then pointed at the deputy. Luis could not get out of the vehicle on his own, according to the report. EMS arrived and assisted Luis to the stretcher. Luis was transported to Indian River Medical Center. The deputy said he was treated and released. Deputies then told Luis they were now conducting a criminal investigation. When advised of his Miranda warnings, he stated no. Yeah. He stated no. He was placed under arrest and transported to the Indian River County Jail. At the jail, Luis agreed to complete some balance exercises, which was later determined that he was too impaired to drive. Luis then had to be restrained after refusing to comply with the correctional deputy's commands, the report said. While placing him in a chair, Luis grabbed the correctional deputy's genitals, according to the report. Because, well, I guess he was acting in like reflex because he last remembered that he had his hands around his own genitals, so it's like, where are my genitals? Where are my genitals? These genitals will do. Luis was charged with DUI and is being held on a $1,000 bond.
Well, I'm sure now he's getting a lot of sack grabbing the punk. Fuck.
Man, Indian River. I got to remember to stay out of there when I go back to Florida.
Sounds like a fun place.
Stay out
To get the fuck out.
Crazy.
I'll have to remember only to go to Daytona Beach and stay out of that area of Florida. You okay there, Tara?
Sound like you're in a wind tunnel.
I'm kind of... No, I'm walking. Because the fuck decided to go out on the car again.
Oh, it's Tara.
It's the guy that actually owns the car was supposed to come several times.
I just think that the Florida man stories just add to the state's charm.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's just me. Turn me from going here anyway. It's paradise.
Anyone in chat that wants some cookie dough, type 1.
I don't know. You know, you're awful upset. I might be worried you might poison it.
No, I'm not the one with the cookie dough.
Ah.
Well, whatever you do, make sure you...
Scooby has the cookie dough.
Ah.
Don't you, Scooby? I guarantee you he's sitting right there saying, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you're a fucking Satan.
Okay, I can hear better again. I had to hop in and out because I couldn't hear you.
I said you're the one with the cookie dough, aren't you?
Oh God.
Yeah, because Mountain Man thought I had the cookie dough, and was saying, I don't know, maybe you'll poison it. And I said, I don't have it. Scooby does.
Oh God.
Yeah, take that, fucking cookie monster.
Who's defending your state for you?
I hate my own state.
Your state is awesome. It's paradise and it's full of crazy people. It's entertaining.
It is not paradise. It's a fucking black hole.
Tara, I would much
a black hole with palm trees and neon.
Tara, I would much rather live in Florida than live in Oregon.
No shit.
Be in your state, you want to leave it. Think about that.
Yeah.
No, Burnside doesn't want to be in my state.
No, God, no, I don't. I don't want to have to wind up getting on the news for killing gator fornicators.
You know, they would actually be awarding you a medal if you were killing gator fornicators, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, you also, your experience in Florida, you lived amongst the people of Disney.
Yeah, I was a janitor there. It wasn't actually too bad, but I mean, aside from that, I just, no. I mean, the anime conventions were fun because they were cheap and inexpensive, but I mean, the people, oh God. The natives.
Sorry, I was walking by people. Alright, I'm muting myself for a minute.
So what was wrong with the people, man?
Man, I don't know how good chunk of the people managed to live there. I mean, you've got gator fornicators, you've got drug addicts, and for some reason, the nightclubs that are around there, they want you to wear a suit and they want you to basically go like Donald Trump and wear a three-piece suit.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, you should see the dress codes at some of the clubs I go to here in Portland.
Yeah, I don't go out to a club dance unless I'm wearing a three-piece suit.
Yeah, man. Club Bravara, which was the last one I went to recently, slacks, button-down shirt, tie, jacket, nice shoes.
Good vest.
Now, to be fair, it's also a swingers club, so guys pay 3 times as much to get in as women.
Okay, if it's a place like that, that makes. But if this is basically a glorified butt rape dance, I'm not wearing a 3-piece fucking suit because I'm not taking the chick home to meet my mother.
To wear a 3-piece suit, you could wear like a really nice shirt and a nice, nice pair of dress slacks and a belt. But again, it's basically you're just wearing a 3-piece suit minus the tie and the jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how the hell am I supposed to dance if I go grab
3-piece suit?
No, complaining because he said the clubs down there, he doesn't like to have to wear a suit to go out to a club. And I said, that's the same up here, too. If you go to a club out here by me, it's usually you want to look as snazzy as hell.
Yeah. I was explaining to him that there are clubs in Portland that have dress codes, too.
Okay, I need to know because
doesn't have a dress code.
My net went out. So what's this 3-piece suit
I don't want to,
about?
be in there around like fucking mutt rats.
It's about nightclubs.
Are you out in the
Tara.
woods or something?
I'm walking down my neighborhood road because the fucking starter in the car decided to go out.
Tap it with a hammer. Lightly.
I would if I had a fucking hammer.
Yeah.
You're in Florida. Grab a piece of rock.
Yeah.
Or an alligator.
No, the guy that actually owns the car was supposed to come over several fucking times and put the new starter in.
Ah.
He's
So you're
probably
gonna go yell at him.
doing his cocaine and alligators,
So, I think I have. So your car stopped, and now you're walking back home?
It's actually at the house. I was going down to a friend's house to get her house key for when I pick her up from work tomorrow, if the fucking car will start.
Sounds
So
like
she lives near you.
Yeah, she lives just up the road.
Okay.
She watches the kid all the time.
Okay. As I thought you got like you stopped at a mall or something and you're walking across town or something.
Oh hell no! I'd call one of my fucking boys for that. I'd call Manny, be like, Manny, come get me right now. The kid's in bed. I don't care. Wake the fucking kid up.
Anyway.
Well, don't get eaten by an alligator.
or get attacked by a violent naked drug addict.
There's no alligators where I'm at right now.
Oh, you're not near water?
Nope. That's over at the park, which is a good decent distance away, and they're not going to leave the water.
Remember, serpentine.
Yeah. If you're running a zigzag, that makes it harder for them to get you.
I already know how to do all this. I was raised up being taught that.
I know, Tara. I know. I have to give you hell.
That's why I yell. I was laughing my ass off and making fun of the people whose kid got eaten at fucking Disney. No shit.
Once
I don't
again,
feel sorry
tourists.
for them one fucking bit.
Tourists not paying attention.
Yeah,
alligators are not your friends.
Goddamn thing.
So hold up, kid got eaten at Disney World.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Got eaten
A
by
few years back, man.
Wow. I know this is gonna sound horrible to say, but I would have loved to have seen that.
I laughed my ass off.
What the hell?
Well,
I saw it come across my Facebook feed, and I started laughing my ass off. I got into the Facebook forum about it, and people are like, there should have been signs. I'm like, there are fucking signs all over Disney.
yeah. Don't feed the gators. Beware the gators. Gators are not your friends.
Do not swim. And they're like, oh, we were just waiting. You're in the fucking water.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a bunch of idiots. Yeah, when I was a custodian over at Pop Century, we had several problems with baby gators getting into Hourglass Lake. And we had to tell people to not fish there because it was catch and release. And the problem is we were afraid that people were actually going to get snagged by this gator while they're getting the fish, and then they're going to get pulled into the water. And it took us literally about 3 fucking months, almost 4, just to get that thing out of the water because, they have to do the whole humanitarian, because if they go and fire a tranq dart at the thing's head, they might kill it. So they literally had to get like a professional Crocodile Dundee type person to go and get this little fucker, which was about 8 feet, 8 feet, but
that's a little fucker.
Baby size for a gator, You got this 8-foot monstrosity out of it. Flying fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, and then over in the Caribbean resort, it was the Barbados area or something or other. There was one just sitting there chilling in the parking.
Oh yeah, man. Well, dude, half the freaking beaches on the Atlantic side of Florida have warnings: beware of Portuguese man-o'-war and sharks. And you still see dumbasses going out past the sandbar, which is the shark breeding grounds. And I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? Did you not see the fucking signs?
Yeah, I would not want to go near anything shark infested unless I was going to kill and eat me a shark. And possibly refine its skin for leather.
Well, we could always drop the commies in with the sharks, right?
Oh, by all means, yeah. Get even with those fuckers.
Hello.
For, being dicks at Mayday.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Huh?
What happened?
Say what?
Did we lose Veteran? We lost Veteran.
Yeah, we did.
Damn, what is it? First I get kicked and then Veteran gets kicked. What the hell?
Yeah. What the? Is OBS having a meltdown today or something?
It's not OBS.
It's
Sorry,
OBS.
It's Discord.
Sorry, there, I cut out.
It's
Okay.
Discord.
It's all good.
OBS.
But yeah, we
Discord's
could always
being
drop the
bitch.
commies in the shark-infested stuff, man.
Oh, by all means, go for it, dude. I mean, they want to have their sacrifice to Montezuma. All right, shark sacrifice. You know, drop you in shark-infested waters for the blood.
Free helicopter rides for commies off the Florida coast.
Yep. Live stream it, man. Since they don't like to be filmed for.
Here's the kicker. I don't understand why that kid wouldn't let me film him. He was wearing a freaking mask and a beret. You couldn't tell who he was.
Yeah, I know. That's the odd thing of the peer anarchist. Yeah, they want to try and put all these rules on other people, and they don't want to be filmed and etc. But they when they're not looking like dumbasses.
No, what it is that even with their mask on now, the guys at 4chan can triangulate the facial features, and they that dude, the teacher that with the bike lock, that's how they fucking busted that dude. Is that they pulled his facial features? Even he had a mask on, man. A bandana type or balaclava type mask, and they made his features out and connected it with that teacher, man.
Well, the big reason they pegged him was because of the backpack he was wearing. He was wearing a unique style of backpack from JanSport. It was a specialty pattern. And you then got some pictures of him at several rallies, all with that same backpack.
Right.
And the facial features matched up along with the backpack, and it made it far less likely that it was someone.
That's amazing.
But this...
Go ahead.
I mean, this kid was basically wearing a black leather jacket, khakis, a red beret, and a mask. How you gonna tie that down? I mean, you can go buy a red beret anywhere. What do I know? But yeah. What's up, Six? You're laughing at something. What you got there, man?
I find this funny, and it's not for religious reasons or anything like that. I don't have any religious grievances against the company, but let's see. U.S. returns smuggled Hobby Lobby artifacts to Iraq.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The reparation comes 10 months after the company settled a $3 million suit with the U.S. for illegally importing antiquities. The Republic of Iraq has finally taken possession of thousands of ancient artifacts illegally shipped to the U.S. by Hobby Lobby in an international smuggling operation more befitting an Indiana Jones villain than an America's favorite arts and crafts retailer.
That's crazy.
Iraq's reclaiming of the antiquities comes roughly 10 months after the Oklahoma City-based chain settled a $3 million civil suit with the U.S. government for smuggling thousands of clay artifacts which originated in modern-day Iraq into the U.S. to the United Arab Emirates and Israel. The company used shipping labels that falsely described the artifacts as tile samples, according to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Top American immigration agents and diplomats visited the Washington home of the Iraqi ambassador to the U.S. on Wednesday for an elaborate outdoor reparations ceremony. The roughly 3,800 artifacts returned to the nation included a collection of cuneiform tablets dating as far back as 2100 BC, clay bulle seals formed as early as the late 2nd century BC, and a pair of cylinder seals, clay cones, featuring royal inscriptions from the mid-3rd millennium BC. The acting chief of ICE, Thomas Homan, said the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Richard Donahue, the prosecutor for the government's case against Hobby Lobby, facilitated the handoff to Ambassador Fareed Yassin, who thanked the American officials. Quote, not only do they enforce the law, they serve a sense of historic justice, and they help in the fight against criminal and terrorist networks, said Yassin. They serve a sense of historic justice because they returned items to their natural homes and to a nation that is very attached to its cultural heritage. Yep. Hobby Lobby began amassing a trove of black market antiquities in 2009, according to federal investigators, and the company president, Steve Green, traveled to the UAE in July 2010 to inspect a variety of cuneiform tablets and other materials being offered for sale. In an agreement 5 months later, the company paid $1.6 million to an unknown dealer through 7 different bank accounts for more than 5,500 artifacts, including the tablets, cylinder seals, and clay bullae. Around the same time, Green was laying the groundwork for his mammoth $500 million Museum of the Bible, a 430,000 square foot complex near the National Mall in Washington, stocked with 8 stories of biblical artifacts. Green chairs the museum's board, and the evangelical billionaire's family fortune provides the bulk of the funding for the institution, which has in the past struggled to answer questions on the provenance of its various collections. But the litigation surrounding the Hobby Lobby smuggling of Iraqi treasures wasn't the only time the Greens' religiosity registered at the highest rungs of the federal government. Blah blah blah. This, yeah, the whole birth control thing. Let's see.
Yep. Anything else, man, on this one?
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, you know.
So I've got an erupting Portland man story for you guys.
Ooh, lay it on.
There is currently a disturbance going on at Club Skin. That is Club Skin on Northeast 60th. In downtown Portland, one of the 300 strip clubs in Portland, Oregon.
I was going to say, what kind of club is it? You know?
Yeah, it's one of the 300 titty bars in Portland.
That's a lot of titties.
Portland gets a run for its money for strip clubs per capita every year.
But not cheetahs.
Anyhow, the whole incident is over an angry lap dance, and the owner of the club wants him removed.
Angry lap dance.
Oh, how angry was it?
No further reports about that currently. It's the whole issue is emerging, and this is because the call went into the police, and I got a notification from one of the police scanner lines on Twitter. So the police are en route to Club Skin to find out just how angry everything is.
Whoa. Well, we'll find out how angry this lap dance was. It sounds pretty angry if it necessitates.
If it made him nut, man, I mean, that's pretty goddamn angry. You know, I mean,
he probably took out a ceiling tile with that one, man.
No telling, man. Some of these strip clubs ain't exactly the best places. We're talking. If you want an idea of how crazy Portland is with its strip clubs, you should look up the movie Stripper Land on Netflix.
Incels need not exist. Strip clubs for everyone. I have bestowed upon them you. Why do you not masturbate, you dumb fucks?
If you don't like this strip club, there's 299 more that you can choose from.
Choke your
Oregon's
chicken.
Constitution actually protects erotic dancing.
Good.
It's actually mentioned. Seriously, it's part of their First Amendment right of free speech. It includes erotic dancing.
I like that.
Even some of the smaller cities in Oregon have strip clubs.
Well, you know, with all that severe left-wing politics, you're gonna need a pair of titties to look at just to freaking even out.
See, that's one of the things I really don't get out here. You know, they've got all these amendments in the Constitution to let them, you know, have strip clubs and everything else and keep you from taking away their rights of free speech. But then they're going to petition to get rid of their right to defend themselves. It's like they're cutting their nose to spite their face.
Yeah. So I hear Patches.
Actually, that's Kashka.
Oh, that's Kashka. Oh.
Yes, that's my dog. She's trying to get me to play tug with her.
We'll give Kashka a pat for all of us.
Well, I am, but she's trying to shove a rope in my lap.
We play now. We play now.
Silly dog.
just for anybody just joining us at Chaos 120 streaming group, we are a very pet friendly group. We have dogs and cats and lots of other critters.
We like most critters.
We like most.
Oh
critters.
yeah.
I got a cat in my lap right now.
Oh yeah. I even like the wild critters. I like to go out and see them, and even hunt them on occasion, depending upon what they are. But
and how tasty they are on a grill.
Oh yeah. Turkey season just ended.
Ooh, gobble gobble.
Gabba gabba.
I was just thinking, I was talking to a girl once, and she was from Georgia, and she's talking to me about hunting. And this is, I'm cleaning fishes she's doing, and she's talking to me about it, and I'm sitting there and I'm explaining to her, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. She looked at me horrified too. She's sitting there trying to talk to me about hunting. I'm like, nah, I don't have the heart to go hunting. I'm saying this to her. I'm cutting the fish's heads off and ripping out their spines and throwing them off with the docks. I'm like, yeah, I could never do that. I don't got the heart for that. I'm ripping out their entrails.
Well, there's some people who like to hunt. There's some people who like to fish. There's some people that like to do both, and there's certainly enough people who like to do neither, and they are boring. Yeah.
I guess it's because it's not big around here. I just never had an urge to go hunting.
Well,
it's certainly not one of those things that you can just kind of pick up like watercolors or something like that. You gotta kind of know somebody who has a bit of land that you can go out and hunt on, or knows an area where it's it's generally accepted that you just go out there with a set of camo and some rifles and a bit of sparkle in your eye, a bit of dream in your heart that you're gonna bag a 10-pointer. Most people don't.
I've never actually seen a 10-pointer in season.
I've seen pictures of them.
No. I've seen them outside of hunting season.
Yeah.
I've seen them. During hunting season, I never seem to see them.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Shoot, last year I had 5 does show up in the area that I was in. Not a single buck, and I had a buck only tag, so I couldn't take a single animal.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Made me sad.
Yeah. Well, you can switch to hog hunting, and I don't know what's like in Oregon or Tennessee, but you can shoot about as many as you're willing to clean because it's an invasive species. The game wardens don't give a shit how many you bag.
Oh yeah,
in fact,
same
they
in
prefer
Oregon.
you to friggin' wipe out the population of feral hogs.
Yeah,
they
they
cause
reproduce so quick it's hard to.
They cause millions of dollars of damage. I mean, several hundreds of millions of dollars of damage every year, and they attack people and livestock and pets, and they're a menace.
Yep.
Happened down here by me about 20 years ago. That's why they had to get so strict with the laws. Someone went down to the beach during the day, and no one pays attention. Because the beach by me is overrun with deer. Deer are oblivious. So this asshole went down while everyone was at the beach, and he just threw salt licks all over the side of the road. Sunset with a compound bow, and he bagged himself like $8 or $9. And they caught this asshole going over the bridge with him in his pickup truck. I don't know how much time he caught, but yeah.
He thought he was going to get away with that?
Away with it. I told you, we catch people constantly trying to stick like their spouses in the fucking landfill. People around here are dumb.
Good Lord.
Yeah. When somebody told me this, I thought about it. I'm like, it's not a bad idea, though. Go throw down the salt licks, go to the beach all day, afterwards drop the wife and kids, all come back and fucking shoot the deer. I wouldn't have even thought of that. And granted, the guy wasn't trophy hunting. He was planning on stocking the shit out of his freezer. I understand that, you know, but at the same time, you can't take, that's, you know, you're robbing the population at that point.
Yeah.
That many bucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, feral hogs, yeah. Oregon, Tennessee, Georgia, everywhere I've been that I've hunted them, they're
Florida.
no bag limit.
What's the flavor like on them?
Very similar to like wild boar in Europe. Pretty good. Little gamey, but still really good.
Yeah, if you're eating feral hog, you got to cook the shit out of that.
Yeah, but you got to cook the shit out of bear too.
Yeah, it's a predator, so it's gonna be gamey as fuck anyway.
Tricking
I wouldn't want to eat bear to begin with. It's a canid. I'm just guessing it's gonna taste like shit right off the bat.
Spring bear is actually pretty good. Fall bear is really greasy.
That kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, hibernation time.
It'd be more fatty. Yeah.
I don't know. I just either way, I'm thinking about it like dog and cat. I'm not even talking like domestic, like a wolf, a coyote, a bear. Same thing, a puma or a cougar. It's just those are things I wouldn't think to eat. I wouldn't think they would taste good.
Well, those animals, they're generally there to control the population of the herbivores, which we normally go after. So I do kind of have a problem with that because they're kind of there to help us keep the population of these critters down.
Then again, I would think beta would probably taste good because it's all the salmon.
Mm-hmm. It actually tastes really good. Black bear, actually, they eat a lot of berries, a lot of different types of wild nuts, of course, fish. So they have a really great flavor to them. It's just, you got to get them in the spring.
I wonder if I've had bear. Now I'm thinking about it. I might have had sloth bear.
6, I consider myself an apex predator. I'll eat anything that's below me on the food chain.
I second that, man.
I eat shark too, and shark are technically above me on the food chain when it comes to that.
I haven't had a good big steak in a few years.
But I've got to be hungry enough to eat it, but I'll eat it. Did we lose 6?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I lost my fucking connection there for a second, but I'm here.
But yeah, there's not too much I haven't been willing to eat when it's been sat. The only thing I won't eat is Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts are normally nasty tasting, even if you do cook them.
Well, I've had people like do them up in butter with cheese and bacon and all sorts of stuff, and I still can't bring myself to eat them. They just taste foul.
Nah.
You gotta boil them in a mixture of sea salt, lime, and lemon juice mixed with the water, and you gotta let that get to a rolling high boil before you drop the sprouts in.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've had people prep them like that, Scoob, and they still just taste horrible to me.
His own. I could eat like a whole fucking pot of those things. I love vegetables, though. That's just me.
Oh, I don't mind veggies, man. I've got veggies growing in the backyard right now. I can't wait till they're ready to be picked in the can, but I can't do Brussels sprouts. They're the only thing.
Interesting.
I've done chipmunk.
I like them steamed.
You know, taro root, licorice root, mushrooms of all types.
Just don't like the Brussels sprouts, huh?
Just can't do the Brussels sprouts, man. Shoot, I do wonderful stuffed sweet peppers.
Tasty.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
I like them steamed, then lightly salted, maybe with maybe a little lemon juice.
See, I do a phenomenal roasted cabbage, but can't do Brussels sprouts, man.
Were they one of the first like genetically modified vegetables? That's what I was thinking. Maybe.
Well, they were selectively bred. We'll put it that way. they're bred to an extent that we have things like broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower and a lot of other little things, but they're all roughly based on like a few different little plants.
Oh no way! I didn't know that. I thought broccoli was natural.
No, it's been
no. So it's all they're all a form of cabbage. Those are all actually different life cycles of the same plant.
Oh no way!
Yeah, broccoli was invented by a dude named Broccoli, and it debuted at a World's Fair, and I cannot remember which one it was.
I think it was 1890 in Chicago.
Okay, yeah, I thought there was a Chicago connection to it, and I couldn't put it together.
I wonder who the first guy was that thought to put cheese sauce on it.
Now that fucker,
that person,
is the man. Or woman, or woman.
Chances are it was probably one of the black jazz musicians that was outside, because they were known for being very creative with making food due to the times and all that segregation.
Well, not to mention all of that wacky smoke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn, that green stuff.
All sorts of wacky foods.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. But you know what would make it even better? Cheese sauce.
Cheese.
Oh yeah.
But you know the reason that in Chicago, the reason those hot dogs are so outrageous, right?
Real Vienna beef.
No, during the Depression, you pay for the hot dog, but the toppings were free.
Ah.
Yeah, they pay for the dog, and then they would sit there and load the shit out of it with as many toppings as they could. That way, they would get like this huge meal from just the one hot dog.
Ah, that explains it. Okay, so it's basically the hot dog is the same story as the poor boy.
Yep.
So if maybe why they don't why ketchup isn't big in Chicago, but I know here in New York, and this is still true today, and I hate saying this, but you'll see a homeless person. They'll go in and they'll ask for a cup of hot water, ketchup packet, and a packet of salt, and a packet of pepper. You take those three items and you mix them with the hot water, and you got yourself a bowl of hot tomato soup.
Yep.
Oh, that's smart, actually. That's quite clever. Yes, I know.
Things you do when you're hungry.
The hot dog thing has been like that's been like an ancient fucking controversy in the city. You know, it's been like a north versus south type of thing, where the north siders will put ketchup on the hot dogs, but the south siders will put mustard on them. And there's something with the Irish that they think if you put ketchup on your hot dog, it's a cardinal sin. You know, they shunned the hell out of my family for doing that. They're like, oh no, my horse leads you're the whoever taught you that's a damn dirty sinner. And my mother was like, oh, what do you mean? Yeah, absolutely hysterical.
Ketchup has no place on the hot dog.
Yeah, there's some restaurant in your city that bans people if they catch them putting ketchup on the hot dogs. They actually, they threatened to call the cops on him. They pretty much had to physically remove him.
Scooby, you gotta run that by me again. What was he gonna put on the hot dog?
Ketchup.
Why?
I don't know.
It tastes fucking good.
Some people like it.
Give me mustard. Give me a mustard.
Sounds awful.
I want a mustard so hot, I cry as I eat it, and my sinuses open up, and you could drive a truck through them. That's what I want on my dog.
Nice.
I'm talking mustard so spicy you have to put it in a metal tube because it'll eat through plastic.
There you go.
Fuck
there
yeah.
you go.
You get that in Germany. I haven't seen it here in the U.S. yet.
Believe it or not, I've taken what I make not worse to a whole new level, and this is the trick. For years, I had been just, a couple of cloves of garlic and maybe some pearl onions. You crush them up. You add a bottle of Beck's, and that's what I would boil them in.
Yeah.
And what took it to the next level, I was talking to this really big, heavy-set El Salvadorian kid, and he tells me, he's like, look, not worse. You want to jump it up? He's like, you got to use a King's Hawaiian roll.
Yeah.
He's like, throw it on a sweet King's Hawaiian roll. He said, trust me, Because I told him, you know, he's like, because he see me eating that thing, and I, you know, I'm sitting there tailgating, and this was last summer, and he's like, what the hell are you doing, you know? So I told him, I'm like, yeah, I'm just making where's some bratwurst, you know, I got a few cheddar on there. He's like, what do you put them on? I had a thing of potato rolls. He's like, nah, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be damned if the kid wasn't right.
Yeah, those King Hawaiian rolls are
Whole different ballgame.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got sick off those once.
Did you eat?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Tara. Maybe I don't. I just don't.
Have you tried it?
I've tried it on bratwurst. It didn't taste
On
like
what?
Ketchup?
Yeah, that's
Ketchup on
ketchup on a
bratwurst.
hot dog up here is it's considered a cardinal sin unless you're on the north side. Then it's considered praising Karl Marx and the Great Sodomy.
You know, I've only ever
I'm-
seen one ketchup.
Well,
that I
I'm
could eat
already
on
a
them.
sinner from hell, so you know they can all go fuck themselves. I will put fucking ketchup on my hot dog.
My nephew likes that. I know a few people who like it, and I've tried it with ketchup. And you know what? I've taken a bite or two, and I'm like, okay, this is great. I prefer mustard.
You know,
Yeah,
had one
I grew up
ketchup
with.
that I liked.
Yeah, I grew up with
Yeah,
hot
I'm
dogs
just-
at the football games and baseball games and hockey games and stuff like that. And I just ketchup was not part of the equation.
I've only ever had
I'm
one
not gonna
ketchup
judge
that I liked on a dog, and it was a spicy curry ketchup that would knock you out of your shoes.
Now I've had mayo on a hot dog before. That was
Blasphemer.
I've never heard of that.
Blasphemer.
that was interesting.
You Danish blasphemer.
Danish blasphemer. What the fuck?
The Danes put mayo on everything, on their frickin' French fries, on their frickin'
Well, that's the
on
way
their
they're supposed.
sausages, on their chicken.
Yeah,
My roommate does
French
too.
fries. The original Belgian.
Well,
Belgium
now that
is where the
explains my
fry comes
cousin.
from. But yeah, and
They mix the
they
mayo
use
with the
mayonnaise.
ketchup.
Well, they used mayonnaise originally. Fresh made whipped egg mayonnaise, and they would put they would cook the French fries twice. They would cook them in a low temperature oil and then flash fry them in the hot oil to seal it, right? To where it snaps open and crisp, but the potato inside is real soft and edible. So. Some fucking dude from Belgium was telling me that that's the only way to make them. That's like, and I haven't yet to eat that kind of food. But he says, and mayonnaise is the way to eat them, and I can't stand that shit.
You know, I had great fries in Denmark, but I ate mine with a garlic cream sauce instead of the mayo, because they had the garlic cream sauce available for them too, and they didn't have any ketchup or anything to have with them.
That doesn't sound bad.
I had that. Yeah, imagine kind of like a garlic Alfredo sauce. Kind of is.
Okay. I like
That
garlic.
doesn't.
Love the
I
garlic.
like Alfredo sauce.
Dude,
I fucking love Alfredo sauce. I like it when it comes with the chunks of the cheese.
Ugh,
nice.
I can't do Alfredo sauce anymore.
Yeah, well, we're almost at the top of the hour. Can you believe it?
Oh shoot, we really are. Dang.
Going by fast.
That's chill
It
time.
flew.
Yeah, it is shield time. So let's see what we got here in order. How about, all right, we'll start with Tara. Ladies always first.
I'm TerraSynn. You can find me on IMVU, Facebook, MeWe, and Twitter, and of course YouTube. I also have a Patreon and a Maker support. Give me your money. I have a Etsy store, Tara and Roxy Craft. I was supposed to do a show with Monkey this coming Sunday. It's gonna have to wait until the next Sunday because I'm actually going to the river and going fishing.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I need to get in my fishing time. Burnside's actually jealous.
Yeah, I haven't been fishing in a long time. And if you guys want to see the interview of TerraSynn, go to the link that I just posted in the chat, It'll take you to the Chaos 120 group, so you can watch the interview that I had of TerraSynn just I believe it was, what was that, like last Friday?
Week ago?
Yeah, about a week
Yeah,
ago.
something like that.
Yeah, so go watch more of TerraSynn on the link that I just sent.
All right, while you're going, go ahead and show your channel, Bob. 6?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I am the next 6 minutes. You must spell out the word 6 if you want to find my channel, because if you don't, then you won't. I also have the next live streams channel. Let's see. Coming up this Friday, hopefully, I'm going to get another interview done, this time with Irving Twin. Let's see. Oh, yes. Coming up in a few days, you guys are going to see me in a very uncomfortable place after I've eaten the Serranos. Yeah, my Cinco de Mayo video. So check that out. That's coming up on Cinco de Mayo, which is the 5th of May.
You know, I have to work that day, but I'm looking forward to seeing that video when I get home.
Yeah. It'll be a doozy. It'll be a doozy.
I bet.
Okay, Scooby.
I'm Scooby331. You guys can follow me here on YouTube. I'm on Minds.com, GameAI, Patreon, PayPal, and I am on Twitter as not Scooby331. Excuse me. The thing I got going on this week is I'm probably going to try to shoot up to the airport in the next couple of days to actually try and go and grab somebody at that Air Power Museum so I can do a quick walkthrough and film those planes for your prostate. So I'm going to try to do that either this week or next week coming. Yeah, they're getting shit geared up because that's actually where that museum is that I filmed. What you guys showed you yesterday or the other day.
Yeah.
That's where they have the air show. It actually leaves from that friggin' airport and goes to the Statue of Liberty. So, yeah, that's why everything was outside. They're getting everything geared up for that in a few weeks.
Fuck yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet. Veteran?
I am the Vetran Mountainman. Everybody probably caught me yesterday on my channel. Don't forget, though, you can also catch me on BitChute, Maker Support, Patreon, Minds.com, Gab.ai, and Twitter. And I just posted the interviews from the Portland Mayday. And I also posted an interview with an 18-year-old man from Sunset High School who was protesting in support of the Second Amendment today. He was one of about 100 students in the state of Oregon and about 10,000 students nationwide who was protesting in support of the Second Amendment by walking out of school, just like the people trying to push gun control did a few weeks back.
That's right. Fuck them.
And you can find the link to the Aztec dancer interview that he did. It's also posted on the same channel as the TerraSynn interview. So you got two things that you can go there for.
Yeah, definitely go and listen to it all the way through. It will be shocking to you what he actually thinks he's doing.
Burnside? It looks like
he's muted, man.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and show myself. I'm IRATE Prostate, of course. This is my channel. If you like it, sub. If you've got multiple channels, make sure each one is sub to me. Click that bell, ring the bell, then when the box pops up, click the little thing inside of it, or else you won't get notified because, you know, hey, that's the way that shit works. Tomorrow, Big Fat Brian and I, 6 o'clock Eastern, that's right, 5 o'clock Central and 3 o'clock Pacific, we're going to review the trilogy on Netflix, anime trilogy called Berserk, which is actually a prequel, I realized, to...
Yep.
Yeah, so if anybody's into this stuff...
Great series.
Show up and hang out with us because we're going to be pulling people in and talking about it because I'm not so up to date on all this stuff. I'm just now getting into it. But anyway, Cream Stream Friday night's going to be really fun. We've got Captain Corrosive and Tennessee Marine are going to be hanging out with us, and then Saturday, of course, Drinks with Friends with everybody's favorite Sir Adamantine. But yeah, it's been an exciting week. Tomorrow, we're really pumped. I'm really pumped about this Berserk thing because I was surprised. So I'm not going to give away exactly what I thought about it.
Well, I know I enjoyed the series Berserk, and I've got the whole series on DVD on my shelf. It was good stuff.
Sweet. Well, cool. If you can hang out tomorrow, please do, man, and we'll yank you in. Okay.
I'm not going to be able to tomorrow, man. I got to do a 12-hour tomorrow and then a 12-hour Friday. Sorry, man.
Suckage. Well, anyway, you can watch the you can watch the tape of it. So
I'm gonna watch the replay of it though, and I definitely want to hear what you guys think.
Please do. Thanks. Burnside, you back?
He's still
Nope, he's still muted.
man.
Well, is it okay for everybody? We go ahead and call it a night.
We can do a quick show for him.
Yeah, show Burnside. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the Henrik Thorstensen channel. Henrik Thorstensen, and also write Burnside, and you'll find his YouTube channel. He's also on Twitter. He's also on BitChute. He's let's see.
He's not on Minds anymore because they kicked him off, but he's on Gab.ai.
Yeah, I think he's on Gab. So
he is.
And also, if you write Henrik Thorstensen on a mirror backwards and someone comes into the bathroom and reads it, their hair turns white. Continues.
Yeah. Try it out. It's funny shit. Also, go to his Redbubble.
Buy his shit so he can send me to Chicago.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name is. It's like Burnside Film or something like that.
Burnside Film.
Burnside Film
Project. Yeah.
No, Burnside
Film
on Redbubble.
Okay.
Not enough letters.
Oh.
In the field there, so you can only write Burnside Film. Yeah, go buy his stuff. He has good stuff.
All right, and with that, this is IRATE Prostate on behalf of Chaos 120. It's thank you for coming tonight and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week's. Well, actually, the next Chaos 120 will be broadcast tomorrow night during the same time that this one was on Six's channel. So everybody, let's pile over there tomorrow night and say hey and hang with us. And without any further ado, this is IRATE Prostate saying that's another one in the bucket. See y'all later.